Okay, now that we have the evidence, now that we see what these rich, powerful people are doing to children, now that we can connect the dots, why is it that this Epstein situation is so quiet? You only hear people stepping down. Why is it that there's no one going to prison? And why is it that no one is dragged through the mud? Why? What's going on? The only casualty is Jeffrey Epstein, so they want us to believe. But I'm going to show you what this world justice system is made of. They only go after poor people, especially poor black people, black men in particular. Right? They know how to give black men the 30 years, the 50 years, and the life in prison for slice of pizza and all of that. But when it comes on to these people and what they have done to children, no one says boo. Whatever mind control or witchcraft that they have people under, it is certainly working. Because I don't see or hear anybody demonstrating, demanding that these people be made accountable. But yet still, they want to drag people, right? Drag people through the mud. Destroy people's life, people's reputation, just for allegations. And right here, when it comes down to the Epstein files, we have solid, hard evidence. But this system, this justice system that we live in, and I'm talking about America, Britain, and these first world countries, right? They go after poor people for hearsay, gossip, allegations. But when you see the solid proof and evidence for the rich, the powerful, the wealthy, they don't do nothing. Now let us get into a classic case. And this happened to a British pop star. His name is Cliff Richards, right? Let's get into this article. The pop singer Cliff Richard seems not to have been the first person to learn on Thursday that police were searching his apartment in Berkshire, England, in response to allegations, just allegations, of a sexual nature dating back to the 1980s that involve a young boy under the age of 16. Richard issued a sharply worded denial, calling the allegations that had circulated on social media for some time completely false. Up until now, I have chosen not to dignify the false allegations with a response, as it would just give them more oxygen. However, the police attended my apartment in Berkshire today without notice, except it would appear to the press, he said, media camped outside the apartment, published pictures of officers arriving at the premises, and supplied further details alleging that the allegations related to a June 1985 rally held by the U.S. preacher Billy Graham in northern English city of Sheffield. No, these people have totally embarrassed this man. When I tell you that they drag him, they drag this man, they destroy this man over allegations. They couldn't prove anything. And if you're going to investigate someone for sexual crimes, you'd have thought that these people would have done it privately. Let us get our facts straight. Let us get the evidence. Let's put everything together first before we drag this man and they destroy this man. I'm telling you, it was a sight to behold what they have done. Now, let us get into this article from 2016. Sir Cliff Richard, I am forever tainted by false claim. Sir Cliff Richards has told MPs and peers he will be forever tainted by the coverage that followed claims of sexual abuse against him. The singer is suing the BBC and South Yorkshire Police after a raid on his house was shown on television in 2014. I had not been named, I would still have been able to look people in the eye, he told the parliamentarians. And this culture has to change, right? They made sure to name him, shame him, drag him through the mud. And what? Give him an apology? After you put such a vile, vicious allegation on this man. And here we stand today in 2026 with hard photographic evidence, emails of what happened on Epstein Island. And you barely hear anything. The media is not dragging them. The media is not publishing much of the emails. No one is saying boo about them because they are white, rich, powerful men, most of them. The ones you hear about is the black ones that were on Epstein Island. They made sure to drag the black ones. And it just goes to show you the hypocrisy when it comes down to the justice system. How wicked and cruel and calculating they are. They will go after allegations, gossip, hearsay. Dragging him through the muds just by hearsay. Oh, I feel like the person have done that. I've heard that the person has done that. No emails, no photographic evidence, no DNA, right? No one can witness a child going into the homes, the child being in your possession, nothing. And people was all over the story and no one stopped to think and ask questions. And in 2026, no evidence, no charges, no nothing have been laid against Cliff Richard, and they have dragged him through the mud. Meanwhile, those named in the Epstein files, all they did is step down. They're not dragged through the media. They're not dragged through the mud. No one is asking any question, asking for them to be accountable, nothing. The witchcraft and the mind control that they have the West in, it's really working. So we only go after poor people. We only go after people who are defenseless. And when we go after them with gossip and hearsay and allegations. No hard, solid proof. This is absolutely demonic and wicked. Right? You can ruin somebody's life, somebody's reputation. Right? But when you have the hard evidence and proof, you say nothing. This world has to be judged. It has to be judged. And you people out here, I'm telling you, you just love to see the Oprah Winfrey moment. You just love to hear these stories. Oh, that person will be charged. Oh, this is what happened. And no one stopped to ask questions because you like to know that someone is falling, someone is going through the mud. We need to pray and say, glory be to the Most High. Okay, before I go, let me just say this. There are some things you cannot apologize for. You cannot apologize for using gossip, hearsay, allegations, rumors, how you feel to destroy someone's reputation by saying that they were abusing children. You cannot apologize for that. Right? That is something you don't apologize for. You cannot drag someone's name through the mud over these allegations and then expect to apologize. It don't work. There are some things in this life you simply cannot apologize for, and this is one of them. You cannot apologize to Sir Cliff Richard for what you have done. No amount of money or apology can change what you have done. The rumors, the gossip, the allegations, but yet still the proof and the evidence to go after those in the Epstein files is here, and no one is doing nothing. This world has to be judged. This is demonic and wicked. Glory be to the Most High.